Multiply the fury, respond to the wrong. Tenfold the warriors, tenfold the fight. CPS destroyed in the dead of bring 'em home, we come back tenfold. Tiff and the Punisher, watch the empire fold. Destroy CPS, tear it down to the bone. Families together, never alone. We fight for the kids, we shatter the throne. Bring 'em home, bring 'em home.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?
Tiff and the Punisher, they won't back down. Fight for the children in every town. They are picking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. sure have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, goddammit. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are old Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. The judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop it.
Hey, Tiff.
Hey.
I was just thrown off for a minute. I went to go sit down and I pulled the seat over and then I realized my cat was there.
Oh
So
my, that would have
I
been a
almost did one of those,
distraction.
like the fall down, almost, flip over backwards type things. But at least she has a nice, comfortable seat now, so she's good. I will stand here in my agony like I do, just so we can do this. So what's up? 12 to 14 inches of snow coming.
Yeah, but that's not what I want to talk about. What I do want to talk about is Martin Luther King. So when I just came out, from behind the scenes and just went ballistic. People were like, "Oh my God, Tiffany, you're doing stuff that MLK was doing and this, that, and the third. You better get you some bodyguards." Anyway, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is,
are you saying you need a bodyguard put into our budget? Because we don't have a budget, Tiff.
No.
Okay.
I don't need a bodyguard. I can trust me. I can defend myself.
Okay. Well,
what
I'm just making sure that's not what you're saying.
No. Is that, yes, me and Darren and the rest of our hosts, we all come on and do our shows and we're the voice and this, that, and the third. But his message really was what Darren talks about all the time. If we don't fucking come together and let these people hear our voices, things will never change. That was his message. Even one voice can make a difference. Look at Claire.
Yeah.
Claire goes to these meetings every time there's a meeting. Everybody that was involved in her case, they're scared, they quit.
Yeah, for real too.
Yeah.
Town councilors have been thrown off of their positions there for making wise comments, and that she's reported it. Like when all these people say that, oh, well, they said all this nice stuff to her. Well, guess what? Claire just bitched about it and made the formal complaints like we talk about and all that stuff, and she got stuff handled.
Yes.
That's one voice.
That's right. That's one voice. So listen, when I tell you every voice counts, it counts. Everybody needs to be speaking out. Everybody.
I agree.
But that's what I wanted to say. And yes, Darren, they're talking about their 12 to 13 inches of snow next weekend.
All right, good. I can't believe 12 to 13 inches of snow. I'm trying to find where we are on my computer screen. I don't know where we are. Where the hell
Oh
are we?
my.
There we are. There. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. Well, I was getting a picture for us to use right here real quick before we talk to our guests here. Let me see. Just give me 1 second. People, bear with me here. As
And
always. Oh,
you need
and
to get to know the good sheriffs, right?
mm,
So I
yeah,
asked
I saw
him,
your picture today with the
yes,
sheriff.
I said, "Are you sure you want to take a picture with public enemy number 1 and public enemy number 2?"
Oh shit. Yep. And they said yes.
Yeah. Even one
Why
of the
wouldn't
town council girls is one of my friends,
he?
and I asked her the same thing. Are you sure you want to take a picture with public enemy number 1?
Look, the sheriff is the legitimate law enforcement. That's who we, the people, vote for. That's who
Yeah.
we need to be in there in office. I hope Lewis Ewing's watching right now because I'm telling you that he's the one, man. Oh, yeah. So this is what I was going for right here is this. When now on, when people start getting wise or Tiffany gets mad, I'm going to do like this. I'm going to be like, boom. Oh, whoops. There you go. Don't even fuck around because there's the president's award right there. Boom. So whenever she starts getting wise or something, I'm just gonna be like, "Pooh, there it goes." There it is, folks. One more time. Ooh. Yep. President Award 2025. Pow, what do you got in your pocket? Nothing like that. So, that's right, baby. That's right, Gunner. You know it, baby. God, I can't wait. It's gonna
Well,
be
it's
great.
going down. It's going down. Trust me when I tell you it.
Mhm.
CPS is going down.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sure is. And it's
And
going
the
to take
family
all of us
court.
together.
Yes, everybody's voice matters.
Said by Tiffany Wise.
Darren must have had a good nap today.
Yeah. Oh, Alicia said, "Hey, Tiff, congratulations." Now I can't get this damn screen off. All right. Boom. There we go. All right. Got it. No more of those.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. One more time.
Oh my God.
All right. Done. Last one. That was all I was doing. So yeah. Well, wait till you hear this. Speaking of voices, we have a guest today that her voice has been silent for 100 years. Seems like never too long or too whatever to come out and talk, right? But she's got a mixed baggage of all kinds of things in this whole story. So we'll let Justine come out and let her out of the cage, and we will hear what she has to say. Boom. Sorry, Justine, you don't have an award that I can fly up there with you, but if I
That's
could, I
fine.
would.
No
Oh, hello,
worries,
cutie.
Darren.
Yes. So what's up, Justine? What do we got going on?
Well, it started about a little over 14 years ago when I left my ex-husband due to him being physical and all that stuff. But my
Yeah,
son
the
Joseph
reasons. Yeah.
was about maybe 1 year old at the time, and that's when everything just really went downhill because instead of the system like helping my son, like helping me in the situation, they did the opposite and
Of course.
worked with my ex-husband. Had I known this like then, and I wish I did, was when he started filing like ex parte orders and all that stuff. And because you know I had no idea because I didn't even know he was filing them because he was having all the mail sent to an address that I never lived at.
Well, and you're not a lawyer. I mean, so there's
Right.
that part of it,
Yeah.
like you never been in
Yeah.
trouble, none of that shit.
Yep. So they gave him, the reins and the control to make the decisions, call the shots. And I didn't even know at that point that like where's your parenting plan? I'm like, a what? I was like unaware of many things, and Um, like I stopped seeing my son after I left. For this like simple reason is that they let my ex-husband call all the shots, like I said. So, like the years went on, time passed. It was the same thing. My son was 5. He had lived in Lawrence, Mass, with his father, and he ended up abusing him and hitting him. And they ended up removing him from like his father. So I moved down to Manchester because it happened in Lawrence to be closer to the court. And when it was all said and done,
So he was so he was getting visits and you weren't though. That's
well,
the
he
kind of
had
like the
custody of him, like sole custody of him,
oh, okay.
because he
So
started the
CPS gave
stuff.
him the guardianship and gave you
Well,
nothing
yeah,
and
because
said,
he started his like he made me look like complete crap on paper.
yeah, they do that. That
Yeah, and
happens.
because he was the one that was like filing this, doing that, because
Yeah, he was the pimp daddy. He knew what was up. He
right,
was paying attention to what was going
right,
on in court. Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
according to him, I was a homeless addict.
Yeah.
From A to Z. You know what I mean? I was not stable. I was hopping around, and that wasn't the case because I had 2 jobs. Then I had my own place.
Yeah, you probably were
I
paying his rent for him, you know.
no,
Oh, okay.
absolutely
Well,
not. But so when he was like 5, and he ended up, my son was at school. I was like a, it wasn't actually like school. It was like he works, so my son goes to like, uh, what's it called? I can't even think of it.
oh,
Daycare,
like
sort of
yeah,
thing.
like
And the teacher ended up noticing when she was like moving Joseph along, inside the building, like she stuck his hand on his lower back and he kind of like jumped. So she did it again the next day and he did the same thing. So she just looked and there was like just a bunch of bruises on his lower back. So she called the state and they showed up at his mother's and, they removed him from the home. I didn't know about this. He's 5 now. Again, I didn't know about this until probably a week and a half after it. I got a phone call
okay.
from somebody wanting to do an intake on my son, and I was like, I'm confused. What, like an intake for what? And they told me what happened. I'm like, that's great. So they
Just what I
stuck
needed
him.
today.
Yeah, yep. They stuck him in a foster home. For the moment, and the foster mother's actual son, like her birth son, was teasing my son and saying, "Your parents, they don't want you, they don't love you yet," all kinds of things. And Joseph, like at 5, asked him to stop, and the kid wouldn't stop. So my son grabbed a pencil and, he tried to go at him with it. And then he went and told his mom, that being the foster mother of my son at the time. So she addressed my son and she smacked him across the face. So
Oh
that's
my.
like pretty traumatizing. So we went through all that. I went down and saw him every day. And then the final like hearing for court with that, they ended up sticking my son back in, like with his father. He's standing up there and he's like, "Your Honor, kids fall through the cracks every day." And my son, is in jeopardy when like he's with his mom, and like just like I literally wanted to upchuck on the desk, and I'm like, this guy's not going to buy this, and he did. So
Oh
needless to
my.
say, my son ended up just in that harmful situation once again, and at that point, I just like felt like I was battling this all by myself. I had no help. I just like felt alone in it, and just every time with everything, like he just always had one like leg up over me, and it just got worse because as my son got older, he started like involving himself with like CPS and the system, like little things like getting involved and manipulating them, honestly.
Probably
And
worked for him at one point, didn't he?
it still does, and they
Oh boy.
lined like right up for him and was like supporting him, and I'm like, that's just what he needs. So then, like I told you earlier, he started this the good dad gang, and then they give him an office right
Huh.
in like on the same floor as CPS, as all that. And
So
when I
you
heard
stand a real
this,
chance.
oh yeah, like I was mortified. I was sick to my stomach, and I'm like, what is wrong with, like, what ails you, like what, like this guy has an, like, and it's not like the first time he has had anything like against him. He has many domestics against him from like other, like the woman he was with before I met him. Like just
How do people not see this, right? Like, how do
right.
people not understand that this is
No,
what goes on?
that's what I'd like to know. Yeah. So then just like the time went on, and I probably maybe spent out of the whole. My son's going to be 16 next month. I probably spent less than a whole year with my son.
In his
But
lifetime.
yeah, I mean, I have
Wow.
spoke to him on the phone like a lot. Like
That's
I
not the
video chatted
same.
with him like through the years, like when he was like a few years ago. His father got a hold of me and was like, "Would you mind babysitting my son?" And I'm like, babysitting your son. I'm like, I didn't I didn't say anything. I just shut my mouth. So me and Jeff drove down to get him in Mountain Borough, and we rented Airbnb and like over in Hampton, and like I had him for the night, and that was nice. And like I don't know, I'll never forget it. Just but like I felt horrible just because like I was not able to be there for him through any of the times he felt unsafe, to protect
Mhm.
him, to just let him know that that's not how, a father is supposed to love their son.
Well, that's just not how love's supposed to be, period.
Yeah, no, no,
Right? Like, so
not
you
at
missed out
all.
on all the good stuff. You missed out on all of the milestones, all of
Yeah,
the
I
everything.
did. Yes, I sure did. And but you know what he said to me? He said, and it broke my heart. Uh, he said, I want you to know something, that just, and I know you felt it. He goes, and I know you felt it because I know like you were always thinking of me. He goes, when I was younger, he goes, if I would get like if my dad would yell at me, or I would get hit, or something was going on, he would, like he said, that he would go in his room and like sit near the window, and he said he would close his eyes and he would think, what would mom do if mom was here? Like, what would I be doing with mom?
Oh, that's nice.
And so forth. And he said that like actually helped me, mom, like that helped me get through so many days and days and days. And then it's mortifying because like to think that like your child's going through that, and it literally, like in a sense, it tore me apart, but at the same time it made me feel, I don't know, like a little solidness, like knowing that like he would think of me and I would make it easier for him, you know what I mean, to get through
Hmm.
days and deal and manage. But now he is in a youth home. He was in the Webster House in Manchester, but he ran away from there more than once. And I found him, not them, not GPS, not the cops. I did. So then the Webster House decided to not like want him there anymore. Like they didn't want to deal with it no more. So that was the last time I've spoke to my son, and
So when was that?
that was, let me see, the end of summer.
That was the last time you spoke to him.
Yeah, because they moved him to
Right.
it's a facility like the Webster House in Manchester, but because he kept running away, like he kept running away from the Webster
Right.
House, and
Right.
he wanted, because he wanted his mother. I've been saying this for years. He's been voicing his opinion for years. He was like, I don't want to be here. And when he got, old enough, like where he is, like he's almost the size of his father. Honestly,
Mhm.
he's huge. And he said that I'm going to start reacting. I'm going to start using my hands. I'm going to, like react in a manner that I don't want to do, because I know that there's consequences to it. And mind you, he has watched his father like through the years have different women around, abuse them mentally,
Mhm.
emotionally. He's a very narcissistic. And like also he has a bad alcohol, like he's an alcoholic. So now my son, um, what was he supposed to do? So he has turned to, liking alcohol, because he would take the alcohol out of the liquor cabinet at night. Like there was never a lock
Mhm.
on it. Like he didn't care about smoking weed in front of him. Like I know it's just weed. Yeah, sure. But, you know, it's not
Very
for
addictive.
a
Right.
13, 14, 15-year-old. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so now he has a raging like marijuana habit, and now he's a bad kid. When no, he's not a bad kid. He's hurt. He's suffering. He's angry. Like the one system that was supposed to protect him
Yeah.
failed him. Failed
Yes,
him.
they did.
He doesn't trust anybody. Like, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's been brutal. It's I
So
I don't
where are
know.
you at?
Like,
Where are you? I mean, we'll break this all down and talk about it, but where are you at now with everything? Like you're just kind of just sitting there in limbo, waiting for something to go down.
well, I've tried everything. I've tried to get a pro bono lawyer. I've tried to find a lawyer to make payments and this is like continuously for the whole 14 and a half years. And just to keep
Mhm.
getting told no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. And then like, and never mind that, but like the caseworkers that have been on my son's case, there have been probably 11 different workers on this case, okay? And this last, the one before the one now, her name was Angelique. Out of
Angela.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was a caseworker. She's up in North Conway in that division, and she is just, I don't even know how she can even sleep at night
Huh.
because when my
They don't.
ex,
They're vampires.
I know, when my ex said that he was sick of my son running away from him, in the home and all this stuff, and said, I want you to file neglect and abandonment charges on me. She was the worker on the case, and like after they got like him like in their custody, like I said, they started like just harassing me, going after me. They were filing abandonment and neglect charges on me and all this, and
How are
I
they
actually
filing them on you? That makes no sense, right?
that's what I said. Oh, that's what I said. Like I had to go to court for and everything. It was horrible. So she ended up getting me on the phone before the court date, and she kept asking me where I lived. And then I'm like, well, like, why? Why do you care where I live? You're not asking me where I
Mhm.
live because you're going to bring me my son and you're going to make sure that it's a suitable environment for him. So then it's none of your business where I live.
That's right.
And so I said, I can give you a mailing address if you're trying to like send me some mail, sure. And she
Yeah.
goes, well, where do you stay? Where do you live? I said, that's none of your business.
Hmm.
That's when me and Jeff were doing like all the remodeling at the hotels.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
you were living from place to place to place. You know.
well, that's what I said. I said, now if I had, like, and finally I just said, listen, so I got sick of it. I said,
Mhm.
you guys know what I do for work. You've been known. I said, so right now I am at the Microtel in Dover. We're
Mhm.
remodeling that. And I said, if you guys would have given me my child years ago, then I probably
Would have a
like
house.
would have a home and a life, maybe not happy wife, but happy life, happy mom, and I'm
Right.
okay with that. So
Yeah.
when we go into court, um, it was an Ossipee, and
Mhm.
she put in her report that I bounce around from hotel to hotel,
Oh,
um,
nice.
and mandatory drug tests and yada yada yada.
You don't
And
even
then
do
it's just
drugs.
like, so that first day in court, my lawyer that they appointed me, actually, his name is Robert Young. He's up in North Conway, and he is a good lawyer, but he also does work for the state. But outside
No.
of that, he has his own office up in North Conway, and he does all that. So he's only can do so much. That doesn't make them look like scumbags just because that's just how it goes. That's how it
Right.
goes if you get their lawyer. It doesn't matter. So he wanted me to get on the stand and plead guilty to neglect and abandonment. And
Ah,
I said, I'm not going to do that. I said, I know you're a good lawyer, and I'm not stupid by any means. So I don't know why you want your client to sit up there and look stupid. I said, oh, that's because you were appointed by the state. That's why. And I told him I'm not doing that, but he did get up there and he did make that um, Angelique look like a complete shithead, a complete liar. So They actually
Well, that's good.
removed her. Like, I don't think she's a caseworker no more, but it's Dan Patterson right now. And I found out that way back when he was really good friends with my ex-husband.
Ah, throw him out.
Yep. Yeah, I know, right? So now he's like even so much all against me now because it's the team Joey, and he just like he disrespects my son in ways I couldn't even imagine. Like, my son will call him and ask him, a serious question. Like, because when I had him in the Webster house, like, he missed the first month and a half of school. And my
Mhm.
son, like, in his academics means so much to him. Like, he is so smart. He's like straight A's when he's in school. And they left him sitting there for a month and a half and he wasn't going to school. So he tried to reach out to Dan, and like they would never call him back. Like, they never addressed like his concerns, he
So
needed.
they're
He
not
was
taking your son seriously either.
no, no, especially when he would ask like about his mom. They would
Right.
just
Well,
like,
because in their eyes, you're just a junk box living in hotel to
right,
hotel.
right. And in their eyes, all my
Unfortunately.
son is a dollar sign.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So
That is
yeah,
very much.
yeah. So I'm just I don't know. I have this like suit of armor on me because it's just been me against them, for over
Hmm.
a little 14 years. And honestly, I'm exhausted. I'm just exhausted in general. But nor will I, like then or now or even in the future, ever stop or be
Of course.
quiet. Like, I was quiet for years. It was like it got so bad I actually had to leave the state. I moved out of New Hampshire with my boyfriend at the time to Colorado
Mhm.
because it was mortifying. Like, and I had and I had my youngest son Giovanni, who like I still have to live life every day and live for him. He's, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
So yeah,
It's
so that's
tough.
what that is. It's very tough. It's very trying.
Where does it stand now? Where is it that you are at in the courtroom? Like, so you still obviously have a lawyer, you still have things going on with your son, like stuff's going down still, but where is it? Like, what's going on? Where are you at with everything in the case now?
Well, the last three court dates, like I just didn't attend because it was the same
Oh,
thing. It was
that's you can't
the
do that.
same thing over and over, and like it was just to see where I'm at, like with my job, like with like life, or like if like have I gotten my own place or this or that. But I've tried that. I've done that.
Mhm.
I've been to court. I've sat there, and you guys aren't doing anything. You guys are at the standstill. You guys won't make a decision because you guys have my son.
Right.
And then they were saying that there was a possibility that, like, if my ex, like if he went to the alcohol thing and anger management and whatever else it was, that they would put my son back in the home, back in the home. I'm like, how does that work when you get?
So he gets to screw up as much as he wants, but you
Yeah,
didn't do anything and you get ousted from his life.
yeah,
Oh, it
yeah.
makes sense. Seems legit.
And if I remember correctly, didn't you got on your phone and you called them and you told them to file abandonment and neglect charges against you. You didn't want to you didn't want to deal with your son anymore. You didn't want to deal with the havoc and the chaos that you created, like in this young mind. And then,
Mhm.
like, how does that work? You don't just get to go give it back, take it back, give it back, take it back. You know what I mean?
Well, they do, I guess.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So,
So
so when's the next time you're going to talk to your son?
I don't know. I called the main office after. It was probably like a week after, they had transferred him from Webster House. Like that, I actually got like somebody on the phone. Like, I was calling day after day, and finally it was about a week after that I spoke with the supervisor. Um and he told me that Well, because my son ran away from the Webster house and I picked him up and I didn't return him immediately. I returned him like the next
Oh
day
yeah, we
because it
didn't
was
talk about that part.
right. But like when I found him, I kept him with me. Like he told me he was hungry when I got in the back seat with him, and he just gave me a hug and he didn't let go, and I stuck like a blanket in my lap, and he just fell asleep in my lap like in the fetal position,
Oh, he got to be with mom for the first time in his life.
and like the next day was Mother's Day, and that was the first time that like I was able to feed my son and just to be his mom.
Hmm.
So I mean, like as much as I loved it, it was pretty fucking brutal because I don't know.
You knew you had to give him back.
Yeah, and Manchester Police Department set us up for the okey joke because because I said, Joseph, I said, if I don't call somebody, I'm going to get arrested. They're going
Hmm.
to come arrest me, Joseph. And he was like, I know. I'm like, you have to be strong and you have to be tough. I told him, I said, you're so brave. You're my hero. You're my anchor. I'm so proud of you for as brave and as strong as you have been through all of this. But I need you to keep doing that for me. I need you to keep doing it for you because I don't know when, but at some point it's going to be okay because I believe and I have like hope and faith. You have to stay strong and you have to do this. So the dispatch lady in Manchester said to me, well, is he in danger? I said, no, of course he's not. She goes, well, tomorrow's Mother's Day. I go, yeah. And she goes, we just need to get a visual on him. And I should have known better because I know their game too. But I just couldn't think of nothing but being with my son. And I said, okay, well, I said, you could like send an officer over to Rochester. And I gave him Jeff's mom's address or whatever. And because that's where we,
Hmm.
like were or whatnot. And they sent an officer over there, actually three of them. And the officer, um, they were like, where's Joseph? Like, he's right here, whatever. And they looked like they weren't just going to get a visual on him. They were trying to make it known that like they weren't leaving without him. So I go, wait a minute. I go, nope. I go, and he's ready to like hightail it out of there. My son, he's
Hmm.
like in his head, he's like, ain't no one taking me nowhere. Like, so I explained to the officer what was going on, and he goes, well, let me call Manchester Police Department because Manchester okey doked Rochester and myself because they thought that I knew that they were leaving with my son.
Oh.
So he gets off the phone and he's like, I'm sorry. He goes, the last thing that like we want to do is ever break up any family. And he was like, I understand the situation and I'm sorry you're going through that. And they were like really understanding and they got it. He was like, but I have to do my job. And I'm like, I know. And uh I looked at Joseph and he was like ready to just like fight them, run, and thank God for Jeff because Jeff being a man like in the
Hmm.
situation, and he was able to just be like, listen, Joseph. So there's that. So they took him and brought him back to Webster
Mm.
House, and then he tried to run away again. So that's when they moved him to like a new facility, and I got into an argument with the supervisor when I finally spoke to him because he was like, well, he said you kidnapped your son. I go, I didn't kidnap my son. I go, how can I kidnap my son? It's my son.
All right.
I didn't
That's
kidnap
it.
him.
Yeah.
You guys kidnapped my son. I said, you guys kidnapped my son. I said, you guys kidnap multiple children every day. I
Hmm.
said, you guys, would think that you would get your shit together after the Harmony Montgomery case, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Seriously. And I said, you have had over 10 caseworkers on my son's case. I said, and maybe if they put all their fucking brains together like this, maybe you'd form one smart brain
Hmm.
and realize what you guys are doing wrong. You guys are failing the children. And I said, I just started getting, because I had had enough. And again, 14 and a half years to build up, I told him where to go and how it was. And
Nice.
did it feel damn good? Yeah, it did. But also at the end of that, I was not told where my son was.
You're violent now. Now you're crazy.
Right. And I said, but like a person can only take so much. Like I'm a human being.
Hmm.
It's like, and I want to say I'm a human being just like you are, but I don't really know human beings that like have that sort of I don't know, whatever they call it, just like in any fiber of their being to be like that. Like, you guys are the devil.
Asshole.
You guys are disgusting. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just, it blows my mind. Like what really ails the person upstairs? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason I asked you that, and I don't want
Mm.
you to write him a letter, I want you to physically talk to your son, because I want your son to write a letter to the judge and say he wants to go to Job Corps.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he did. Like, he said that, like, he wanted that, bec- like, and he like voiced his opinion about how he wanted his license. Like, I even told him, like, then I'll pay for it. You don't even have to. They ignored that. He mentioned the Job Corps thing. They ignored
They
that.
can't
But like
ignore that, can they, Tiff? They're not supposed to be able to ignore
I
that,
don't
right?
know. They
Well,
do lots of
they
things they're not
they
supposed to.
can. They can. But here's the thing. He's going to be 18 in 2 years.
Yep.
So they might as well give him tools to help him survive, and Job Corps will give him the tools. They will pay him to
Hmm.
be there, and he will
Mm-hmm.
get a certificate um he'll have to finish school, so he'll graduate, then he'll have to finish his trade and he'll graduate,
Yep.
and then he can stay until he's like 26 or 30 and they up the age.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That the next time, listen, you can't keep skipping court dates. Okay, you're going to end up in jail for
Right.
real. They really are going to get a bench warrant for your arrest. I would go in there and say, my child wants to go to Job Corps, have all the information ready to go. It doesn't matter where he goes, because Job Corps will pay for a plane ticket, a bus ticket. It doesn't matter. They give you food vouchers if you're on a bus. They take care of all the airline. They take care of everything. The only thing you have to do is get your child to the bus station or the
Right.
airport or the train, wherever they tell you to
Mm-hmm.
go.
There
And you need to
is,
tell them he needs to go to Job Corps.
yeah,
He needs life skills.
there is another, like a whole nother, um, sort of aspect of, or like, my youngest son, Giovanni, when I moved back, like, into the state, um, because I was in Florida, and my youngest son, he was like, I want to meet my brother. He was like, I want to go home, and I couldn't tell him no. Um, but I prepared him for like 6 months before we moved back, and I told him, I said, it might not happen. I said, but when we get back to New Hampshire and your father knows we're back, I said, he's going to try to take you from me. That's going to happen. Okay. So we get back. I contact him and, I say, look, Gio wants to meet JoJo. I want to see JoJo. And he was like, oh, yeah, sure. Come to the restaurant, because he owns a pizzeria in Moultonboro. And I don't know. I was scared. I wasn't scared. I just didn't know, what was going to happen. So I called my cousin Chris, and asked him to come with me. And he knows my ex. So we get there, and my youngest son and my middle son, like, they're just having the best of time. And it was like, I needed to see that. And towards the end, my youngest son asked me, if he could sleep over with Joseph. And I told him, not this time. No, no. So a few more visits into it, I finally said yes for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And um, that next morning, he was at the courthouse filing ex parte orders, doing all that stuff. And I, and he did the same thing, like the same thing. And it's disgusting, because he was able to go into the town hall with Giovanni, mind you, and not having any proof, no birth certificate, no nothing, just him walking in there saying, this is my son, and I need to file, ex parte order. And it was the same lady that was there when he went in and did it with Joseph. So, but like what if it wasn't, like, you were able to, like, get this paperwork with nothing, no proof of anything. So
where's Giovanni?
with he's with my ex. But it's like you're not fit for one kid, but you're fit to have another kid.
Okay, well, hold it. So he had custody of both your kids?
Well, he ended up getting sole custody of Gio like after he filed all the proper paperwork. But I was right there for like trying to intervene with all that, all of it. And
Why
it's
did you
just,
go back?
huh?
Why did you go back?
Because
Why
you
did I
wanted to
go
see the
back?
brothers. You wanted to see the brothers together. She wanted to see the brothers together.
Yeah,
I
because my
understand
youngest.
that. But listen to me. If I had known you, I would have told you, don't you dare do that, because now you opened the door for what
Mhm.
just happened.
No, I know.
Mm.
I'm sick of running though. I'm sick of not facing it. I'm because I was very scared for a while just because of the, our relationship like with my ex, like the abusiveness, all of it. And like I lived under his thumb for so long and I just didn't want to do it anymore.
How old is
Like he like
Giovanni?
literally slandered me. He like defamation of character, like, and mind you, he had CPS doing it with him, backing him up.
I
Like
get all
I just
that.
felt like
How old is Giovanni?
he is gonna be 10 in April.
I would
Yeah.
have told you not to do that.
And I thought that in my head and like I waited out, I debated it. I just like I'm sick of running from that and
But you weren't running. You were
I don't know,
not
I felt
running.
like I was
You
like
were,
letting him
no,
win.
he wasn't winning. You were winning.
Well, he had my
Now he
son.
won. But now he's got both of them.
No, he doesn't have both of them. He doesn't have Joseph.
It
The
doesn't
state does.
matter.
The state has
Right.
custody of
And the
Joseph.
state's going to have the other one. You lose. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I'm telling you, if I had known you then, I'd have said, don't you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to deal with it every day. There's not a day that goes by. There's not a minute in a
And
day
I'm
that
not
I
trying
don't.
to be down on you, but I'm telling you, sometimes people really got to think things through.
Mm-hmm.
That was your biggest mistake. I'm telling you right now, that child now, Giovanni, and by the way, one of my grandsons' name is Giovanni, and we call him Gio too. I would have told you, don't do it. I understand you want them to be brothers, and because they are brothers, but there would have been a time and a place, and that was not the time, and definitely was not the place.
Well, it
I am
didn't
so
matter
sorry
where I
that happened
was.
to you. Yes,
He
it
called
did.
this. He
It
called
doesn't
the state on
matter.
me when I was in
So
Florida.
what? So
The
what?
state was going. No, I'm just. No, I'm just saying it doesn't matter where. Like I was, he would always find ways to just screw me over. Like
You
he
know
would call
why?
the
Do you know
state
why
and
he
send him
wanted
to my
those kids?
place.
I'm going to tell you why he wanted those kids. I'm dealing with the same bullshit over here with the dude, too. It's not about those kids. He wants you.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
The
And
only reason he's using those kids is because
It's for
he
you.
wants you.
that's what I
Mm-hmm.
said. Like I said that I know that because I left him because I didn't stay there with him and that's what I said. It's disgusting of why he's really doing it. And two, my son Joseph is a spitting image of me, a spitting image of me, and every day he had to see me. Like I know that. Like I know that. Like
He doesn't
tenfold, I know
want you,
that.
but he doesn't want anybody else to have you.
Right.
Well, it's been a very long time,
It
so
doesn't matter. My ex-husband, we haven't been together since my daughter was 4. She's going to be 37. He told me 2 years ago, oh, I'm still in love with Tiffany. Oh, you need to get the fuck over that.
yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. So what's the next moves? What do we got here? We got a big mess, and we
She
got a.
needs to go to court.
First of
She's
all,
going to
right?
have
There
to go to
hasn't been
court.
another court like there hasn't been another court date.
Well, then I'm going to tell you, and when you
We
weren't
need to
there, they
make
ruled
one.
against you. They ruled against you, and they're never going to rule for you now. That's why you
They've
probably
been
can't get a
ruling
lawyer.
against me. They've been ruling against me for years.
But they want you to have that attitude. That's what they want. They want you to break like that. They want you to fall apart so that you don't stand up there. They want you, you say you wish you knew
Well,
then what you know now, but you know this now.
I don't
So
fall
change it.
apart in the courtroom. There's never been a time that I have fallen apart in the courtroom.
Mhm.
There's never there's never been a time that I have flipped out, on them, except
Mhm.
for that one phone call that I just spoke about not so long ago. But other than that, like any meeting with them or like anything like that, I have never lost it. I have never fallen apart. I've been always well put together, like knowing my shit, like knowing,
Mhm.
like not just like not knowing where I stand or not knowing this
Mhm.
or not knowing that. But I will say in the beginning, like I wasn't aware, but like that was when I had to deep dive into
Mhm.
all of that and get familiar with what they did, why they did, because like you just should do that. You have time on your hands, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you
Mhm.
work and you live life, but you have this other time on your hands because that big space of not being able to be a parent is free and open.
Mhm.
So, I
How long has he had Giovanni? See, this shit really pisses me off. How long has he had the baby?
uh like 4.5 years.
Hmm.
Mm.
Do you have communications with him?
Well, I did. And then he took their phones away and calling his phone, like to have like video chat with the kids was like pulling teeth, you know what I mean? Because it
But
was
that's what
on
he
his.
wanted. He wanted you to have to go
Yep,
through him. He wanted control. He's a narcissist,
yep,
obviously.
absolutely. Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely. I've like on Gio's birthdays, like I send him like a gift or like in balloons to the restaurant because I
Mhm.
know that that's where he's probably going to have his cake and stuff. On his birthday, I send him like, like 30 or 50. I don't know, just all depends on, like the color or whatnot, for the year, but
Mhm.
I have them sent right to the restaurant. My name on them. He knows they're from me. Like when he started basketball, I got him a personalized basketball with a message on it, from me.
Awesome.
Um, like I just so he knows, and I told him, like on the way up here, I told him, I said, you might not see mom for, a short time, a long time. I said, that might not even happen. I said, I don't know. I said, but I said, you need to understand something is that I'm not going anywhere. I'm not ever going to leave. I, I'm your mother. You're my son. And there's nothing that's going to stop that or make me just, want to move somewhere. Or I said, I'm going to be right here. And I said, it's going to be okay if this does happen. I don't know when it's going to be okay. I said, but like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to stop. I said, yeah. And
And
then,
how old was he for when you said that?
uh, no, 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 no. He
He was
was,
6.
yes.
Okay, well, I have a 6-year-old grandson. Okay. And if I were to say any of that to him, he wouldn't understand that. So in
Well,
his mind, wait a minute, because I'm dealing with it here. In his mind, you left him.
okay, sure. But my son, like we went through like like a great deal of, trials and tribulations and, like he does understand it and he does know that.
Now, now,
Well, he's never not like he's never forgotten it because even when Joseph was in the home, and they're with my like youngest son because they shared a room, they spent time together, and the times that I did speak to Joseph was when I went and picked him up and brought him to the Airbnb, and even the times I had spoke with Giovanni, it was after Joseph like started running away is when the contact kind of stopped, and that was only within the
and
last year.
and I
And
understand that. But let me tell you what happened when Joseph was removed. They took away the only stability that
oh,
child had.
I already
Mhm.
know that. I know that. I know that tenfold, and that's why also too, Joseph would call Giovanni every single day, and he probably still does because, of course, Joey can have contact with Joseph. But he calls Giovanni every day and he tells him, don't listen to what you hear. Don't let them try to manipulate your mind. He said, because he told his brother, and he told me this, he said, because I told Giovanni, I only wish when I was your age, I had my big brother calling me, letting me know, helping me and guiding me through what was going on. He said, I didn't have that. And, like on his birthdays, like he calls him and he tells him, Mom says happy birthday and she loves you. On Chris, you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't even ask him or tell him to do that. He told me he did that one day, and that to me was just amazing because like he
Well, yeah,
thought to
because
do
he's
that.
protecting his little brother.
Right. So,
Mhm.
regardless, I don't want to say regardless because that's not, but like all that stuff you said, like I know, like, and I agree with you. I do like 100% because it's facts. But I have the hope to hold on to, as far as that, like his big brother,
But you're the
like
hope, Justine. You're the hope. That's what you've lost. You've lost. You've lost your hope. You're the hope. You're what these kids are yearning for. You're the ones that they're not seeing fighting for them. You're the hope. So it's not the big brother's job, and it's not the little brother's job.
I'm not
You're the
saying
hope.
that it's their job. I was just trying to
Right, but
make a
you're the
point
hope. Like
where
you've lost the
my
fact that you're a
son does.
strong person. You've lost that. You think you've lost. You haven't lost shit.
No,
What
I
you've
don't
lost
think
is
I've
your will.
lost it.
You
I
have to
just
be stronger. The first thing you have to do, I'm
Yeah,
serious,
you're a
is you have
machine,
to
man.
get that court shit taken care of. Because I'm telling you right now, if I was a judge and the mother didn't show up, whether I ruled against her or not, the whole thing is to break you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You not showing up, you showed the court, you don't care. Well, we were right about her. You have to remember, you're playing with the devil.
Mm-hmm.
right. But I get it and I understand. I just like
Well, we get it too that you dried up. They fucking have dried you up. Every
they
avenue you've gone down, but you can't stop. You can't stop. You can't let them dry you up. You got to find a way. Look, like we're here, we're fighting. And Tiff will tell you she lost one of her 30 years. Not a day goes by that she wishes that she didn't have her kid back. Like wishes that it was different. Like we're all losing time. We don't get to reverse time. But you letting them sit there and be like, oh, well, it's this. And I'm not being an ass to you either. I'm just being real. Like, you're their hope. You don't get when you have those kids, you don't get the option to walk away because you've been going through it for all these years or whatever.
I
They
never
didn't
said I
choose that
was
for us.
walking away from anything.
But technically you
I
did, because you didn't show up to court 3
the court
times.
Right. Like
the court
use their
dates
hope.
that you asked when the last court dates were, and
Mhm.
no, I didn't really attend. Like I didn't attend those court dates.
Why?
I had my lawyer
Why?
who was there, and they were over a Zoom. They were over a Zoom, not in a courtroom. And the last court dates were about if my ex-husband followed like through and finished his, whatever it was, and if they were determining whether my son was going to go back to, you know what I mean?
But listen
And
to me. Listen to me.
that
That's an excuse. And I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I'm going to tell you right now. Zoom, my lawyer, it wouldn't matter. My face would have been seen.
well, no, it was
Mhm.
no, like excuse me, it wasn't a Zoom. I apologize. It was an over the phone court.
I still would have been on that
I,
call.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Zoom, but
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your lawyer, I only trust one lawyer, okay, in Virginia.
I
I
don't
only
trust
trust
my
one.
lawyer. My lawyer wanted
I
me to
understand
plead
that. I understand
guilty
that.
on the stand, and
But
like
you
I
still didn't show up. So let me show you
Mhm.
what you just proved to the courts. Dad was right. The attorneys were right. CPS, yes, that's what you showed them.
Mhm.
You're dealing with the devil. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say. I've been doing this on with 37 years. When you don't show up, you proved them right.
Mhm. Unless
okay,
you had a
sure,
mountain fall on you.
like
Yeah,
But
sure, I
now
get
it's all
it.
you
about
being
redemption.
dead,
But now it's
Sure, I
all
get
about
you
it, but
being
redemption.
in dead.
like it doesn't. I don't want to say it doesn't matter because it does matter, but like I've been going through this for all this time, and
Mm-hmm.
there was things that they wanted me to do that I had no reason to go and do these things,
Mm-hmm.
like finish this or
I didn't say you had to comply. I
no,
just
no,
said you
no.
should have showed up.
Right. When the
So
court speaks, you have to listen. Everything
right,
else is
but
garbage.
but it had nothing to do with what I was doing because
It
had it
Right.
been
doesn't
But if
things
your
I
matter.
name
was
was on
You're
that
the
doing,
paper,
other
you have to
parent.
go.
they would have
Mm-hmm.
just gave me my
It
children back.
doesn't
I
matter.
mean my
Listen to
my
me.
child.
You proved them right. Trust me when I tell you, you proved
Mm-hmm.
them right.
I understand that. I can't I have to be honest. I can't sit here and I can't not that I don't agree with it because you're right and I know that. I know that. I know in my head how they're thinking. I know what they're saying, but I am still going to be told no. I'm
It
still
doesn't
going to be told
matter.
you're not going to get your child.
It
I am
doesn't
still going to be told
matter.
that
You don't get the right to. You don't get the right to not stand up, Justin. You got to go there. Whether they say no, take it off the fucking chin. Tell them go fuck yourself. I'm gonna get my kid again. Fuck you. I'll see my kid again and walk out. You'll get more joy out of doing that than fucking showing up there or not showing up and letting them talk shit. Go in there and make a fucking scene. Fuck you, motherfuckers. That's my kid. Fuck off. I'll see you on the next one. Tell them no before they're even going to tell you no. Let them walk you out the court date, but at least you were there and at least you got to make your fucking point.
yeah, sure.
That will carry more weight that way than it does you not showing up. Just showing up for the appointment is showing because you don't give them the opportunity to say, there she goes, not showing up again. Knew this waste of our fucking time. You know it's a waste of your fucking time because they're going to tell you no. Show up there, show them. You don't necessarily have to tell them off or anything, but just go there. Don't give them that angle. Don't let them think that you're that chump, nobody, whatever, because now you're not even showing up for court dates that they're saying, here's this for. You're a guaranteed no then. Before that, maybe you have a chance. Who knows what they were going to say at those other meetings? You'll never know.
They
You
weren't
know,
gonna say anything to benefit me.
you don't know that.
You don't know.
Well, I do know because I have been dealing with this, and
Listen
Mm-hmm.
to me. You also lost every chance to appeal every decision at those 3 court dates. You do know
Right.
that, right?
I
You
lost
lost all that.
I lost a lot of decisions through this a little over
Mm-hmm.
14 years.
But the point is, you
Lots of
didn't
things.
show up and you proved the
Right.
father right. That's what you did.
The father was not no, the father was on this like it was all eyes on him because
But you're
he
not looking at the big picture. You're
no,
just looking at this one
I
little piece.
am
I'm talking
looking at the
about
big
the
picture,
whole
but you're not
time.
listening to
No,
me.
yes, I am. Yes, I am. I've heard your
That
whole
was
story.
when he
Listen,
didn't even
Darren,
have custody
Darren, call
of
me after the
Joseph.
show because she's not
Mm.
listening and I don't do that.
Mm. Oh boy. But no,
I'm sorry.
Justine, no, it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. It's just I know it's hard because you're on the show and all of this. I get that. But what we can't do is you can't not go. I know what you're saying. I know you're like, what the fuck is the point? If I can't be there, then they're just going to tell me no anyway. But you can't have that attitude because of 2 things. One, it lets them win. And 2, that dad gets to go back now and be like, yeah, your fucking mom didn't show up again to court. And that's a dagger in them too. You know what I mean? You got to think of it that way. You can't think
No,
about
and
it
I
as
do
about
think
the
of it
nail
that
you
way,
get to
Darren.
face.
But this was when Jose did not even have the custody of Joseph. He
Mhm.
was like, so that court date. It wasn't actually me showing up for a checkup to see if I've done this or have done that.
Mhm.
That one had already passed. Mine was
Mhm.
first, and I was at that one. And that's
Mhm.
what I'm trying to explain. And I just kind of couldn't get that in edgewise. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it had, like, not that it didn't have anything to do with me because
Mhm.
it's about my son, and that had, and for
Right.
that matter, it has
I
everything
mean,
to
your
do with
name
me.
was on the name. They expected you to be at court, right?
Well, th- They never said when I got the mail and I got the
The
email
letter
from my
came to you
lawyer.
though. It must have
And I
said
got the
like
email from my lawyer. Like
right.
he emailed me and he said this is the next court date, but it's for Jose. You
Mhm.
don't have to be there. You can be there. It's up to you. It's by phone. It's by
Mhm.
phone. He goes, I'm going to attend just because I want to know what's going on. So like that's what I was trying to like just
Well, then you can't announce that as that's you missing a court date because that's not
well
you picking to miss a court date.
earlier when she
That's
asked
a whole
like when
different
the
game.
last court dates were, that's what came to mind. So like I apologize if I
Yeah,
didn't,
no, that's fine.
but
It's just I'm just saying, anytime the courts rule that you are to be there, you need to be there for nothing more than your kids because you're the hope, Justine. You're the hope. You're the one that they're looking for. You're the because they are with the abuser. Their days suck. Their days are shit. That's the person that they don't want to be with. They're in places they don't want to be. They're waiting for their mom to come and bust through those doors and grab them. That's what they're
and
waiting for.
yeah, and you don't, and I understand that, but I all the times I've got knocked back down, I get back up because that's what I have to
Mm-hmm.
do. And that's what I do. So I didn't give up anything. I didn't give up on trying to fight for my kids or not trying, but fighting for my kids. I never
Mm-hmm.
gave that up. I'm never going to give that up. Like, like I would never, I would
Mm-hmm.
never do that. Like, do I know what to do next? I don't know. I've like honestly, like no, I don't know what to do next. Did I
Mm-hmm.
stop? No, I'll never stop. And you know, like, and they know that. My son
Mm-hmm.
knows that. So I haven't given up on anything,
As long as your
whatsoever.
kids, yeah, no, as long as your kids know that you're no, they're giving my time as well. As long as your kids know that you're not giving up on nothing, that's all that matters, Justine.
Yeah,
At the end
like
of the
of
day,
course they
that's
know
it.
that.
You know. But hit me up with a message after the show and we'll
Okay.
chat. Alrighty.
All right.
Thanks, Justine, for coming on. And thank you, everybody else. Same time, same place tomorrow. We'll be here. Have a good night.
I rough and took them today with tears welled up in their eyes. No parents by their side. APF's wins again today. Don't think it's the truth. Gone away is their youth, and the empty eyes of the parents prove it. Don't you think for a minute you are weak because they're gone. There wasn't any warning for you to follow along. A caseworker has no soul to hold in check. It's why they leave us parents such a wreck. Don't stand for the hell they created. All of our children they stole, our saving. They are waiting at the door for us to save them. We need to stand up for our God and obey Him. He leads us to the battle with a beating drum. He knows the feeling they took his only son. He may be the powerful, our creator. The son he gave to us is our savior. He won't be ignored if a praise held up high. Those kids were made by us for his endless supply. We are to protect the children at all costs. This game is not over. We have not lost. We have the power he gives us inside. We rise to the faith when it's time. You never stand by yourself. Take God off the shelf and then draw the power
said don't fight the system. They said stay quiet.
They were wrong. Lock in. We are exposing what so many have failed to. We are gonna show you what bar attorneys have hidden from all of us. Hundreds of thousands of children and twice that of parents have been lied to and walked down the road of termination. It's the death penalty. We're all of the protesters, the ones who fight for the rights of prisoners, dogs, illegal immigrants. Why aren't you coming to the aid of our children and families? Right here in America, every day a child per minute is kidnapped.
And no one cares. We fight alone until today. CPS punishers mount up. Here comes the CPS Punisher.
Anonymous tip, another lie from one of them. No warrant, no proof, just a badge and a grin. Stealing kids like trophies, thinking they'll win. Mama crying on the porch, daddy in the cage. System wrote the script, but the CPS Punisher just flipped the page. The educator they banned, I see every violation, every forged line, every ex-part hearing, every stolen time. One tap of the app and the truth ignites. Welcome to the CPS Punisher, now we can fight.
CPS and the courts have lied to us all.
The courts will not disgrace the family. CPS Punisher.
Here to avoid the chains and expose the game.
CPS Punisher.
The educator they never wanted you to find.
Punisher.
One tap and their empire cracks. We rear ties, we take our kids back. The app is called the CPS Punisher. I'm the cape in the shadows, the skull in the night, the binder full of secrets, the weapons you all need. Ab initio, watch me void that lie. Fourth Amendment armor, watch the tyrants cry. Falsified drug test gone in a flash. I see Tebio, warrior, due process king. Every parent's hero when the hotline rings. I call it justice. Download the truth, now the system busts us. From the courtroom to the streets, hear the battle cry. The CPS Punishers arrive. Kiss your bar asses goodbye. They tried to silence us, now we're the loudest voice in the room.
CPS Punisher.
Here to avoid the chains and expose the game.
CPS Punisher.
The educator they never wanted you to find.
Punisher.
The children never leave again. Families rise, we never look back. We now use the CPS Punisher. This ain't revenge. This is reunification. This ain't rage. This is resurrection. Open the app. Step into the fight. You ready?
CPS Punisher.
The app you need when they took your kid.
CPS Punisher.
The truth they hid, now the truth gets lit.
Punisher.
Download the power, take back the throne.
Punisher.
You're never alone. CPS Punisher. The educator they never wanted you to find. Void complete. Family restored. The bar is finished. The Constitution will prevail. Judges do what's right. Treason is your penalty.
CPS Punisher.
Here comes the CPS Punisher.